Alright, sit down with me for this one. Do you just remember back in elementary school when you played with your friends or played with the other kids on the playground, you would more than likely play pretend? Well, Transformers Legacy, Skullgrin, and Bombburst seem to know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. But I guess there's controversy with them because, of course, there fucking is controversy. Like, with just about every little minute little thing in Transformers, apparently. So, what it is that the pretenders don't have their pretender shells and are a fusion of the inner robot and the pretender shell, which I'm all up for because the shell is more iconic than anything else. And then to add fuel to the fire, Metal Hawk, barely revealed like 2 weeks ago at the time of recording. He's a pretender as well, but he doesn't do the fusion thing, and I think it's better that the Autobots don't do the fusion thing and the Decepticons ones do, because the Decepticon ones are like the actual interesting ones, and compared to the Autobot ones that are just like massive humans that are like the size of a building. Okay, but enough of Transformers fans bullshit. Let's look at these toys. Starting off with Skullgrin, I really like that he's deluxe. I wish the other Decepticon pretenders were deluxes, but c'est la vie. And when it comes to all Decepticon pretenders, I think Skullgrin's definitely at the top. Probably because he's all like meta. But yeah, his Power of the Primes toy was something. Kind of a flop, sort of, that I missed out on it. But I won't lie, I'm kind of glad I did. Getting into accessories, Skullgrin comes with these blade rifle thingamabobs that, thanks to a hinge in his wrist, he can do a sword-wielding pose. And before we continue with the accessories, there is quite a little explanation that is needed. So on his back, the guns are attached to a little adapter piece that has his tail on it, which I think is very cute. So yeah, Skullgrin comes with a couple of guns that are specifically sculpted to fit a certain, well, mostly his back, not really his hands. And because of all the customization you can do with Skullgrin and all his weapons, here they are flipped to the opposite of how you saw them before. Or you could just go outright insane and just basically pull a Tarn with Skullgrin. Last but not least, here is Bombburst, the other Decepticon pretender that I have in my possession. And while he may not be a deluxe, I still appreciate him for being a little cute little core class. I used to have the Power of the Primes one, but I got rid of it last year, so I'm kind of glad I did, because this is a massive upgrade. Now for accessories for Bombburst, he comes with the Lara Croft climbing axe, not ass. Next, Bombburst has these arm-mounted guns that I guess you could call them null rays to an extent, that also have wings on them, which may or may not indicate any bit of transformation. And you could also do this dumb ass little thing with the wings. Oh my god, I do not like it. It like juts out, his back juts out like he's a camel. He's like a camel. Alright, it's about to get steamy because we have some shit I need to talk about when it comes to core class figures. So, core class figures, separately, on their own, should not be $20. Amazon sellers and FYE. They should be $10 like they're supposed to be, or $12, give or take the place. But they should not be overly expensive. They're like, why? But then again, it's more so a bigger problem with collecting in general, which I'll have to get into that, but that'll probably be when I change my Fortnite channel to be about just anything, so I'll probably talk about it there, but it's just so aggravating. Articulation. So, Skullgrin will be first. We'll do them back to back. So, I'm going to take off the swords, even though it doesn't really make a difference. And actually, I'll just take off everything. Skullgrin can look all the way up, our first of its kind. And you can't look all the way down because that's the default positioning. Since on a ball joint, you could have it go all over the place. His horns are articulated, but it's for transformation, but they're super loose. His arm goes out that far, all the way around, because he has no backpack. I don't even have to show you, you already saw it. Bicep swivel. More than 90 degrees at the elbow, and his wrist can go down for like sword wielding pose if you didn't already see in this video. But yeah, very nice. Waist swivel all the way around. Don't have to explain why. For some reason, this leg is super tight going forward and going back. Oh my god. Like this one's tight, but it's not like egregiously tight. The leg goes all the way out, and wouldn't you believe it, this figure also has that problem with this leg. Well, I guess not today. But when I first got it, this piece was like jutting out a little bit, and it would like clash with the skirt piece. See, like, you can't really tell because I've been messing with this guy for like a month now because I got him for my birthday. So, early birthday present too. Thigh swivel all the way around. 90-degree knees. The feet can go back and forth, but only slightly, and crazy ankle tilts. God damn. Yeah. Next, bomb burst. So let's take off all the little accessories to make this a little visually easy. So this head's only on a swivel. Can only look left to right. Arms on a ball joint, but it gets stuck because of this tab. But you go all the way around. Go that far out. 90-degree elbows because it's on a ball joint, and then obviously you could do that. Surprisingly, very easily, because it usually gets caught up in it. It's got a full waist swivel. Legs go out that far forward, all the way back, because there's enough clearance. You could fake a thigh swivel because it's on a ball joint. 90-degree knees because it's on a ball joint, and you could, oh, wouldn't you believe it? Feet can go down that far, go up that far, and also crazy tilts. So these guys are very articulated, surprisingly. Here are our Pretender Boys next to, I'm sorry for lack of a better term, Animal Mechanical Decepticons. And I won't forget about the Dinobots when I only have 4 of them instead of 6. Because the other 2 Dinobots are just a pain in the... Already got some of their accessories back on because you don't have to remove them when you transform them. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do Bomb Burst first because he's smaller. So we take up the whole cockpit section and just put it in. And you don't know why the head's on the swivel because there's a giant ass tab hole on the back of his head. So then you take these parts, swivel them around so you see the bat wings up in front. Then you do your waist swivel. Then you close up the feet like a Cybertron toy. Then you see tab holes on the lower pec, the tab on this leg. So then you just line it up. Simple as that. Easy as pie. Even though I've never made a pie before. And yeah, the arms don't really tab in, but this tab's on the armpits hold it in place. So I guess it does the job, sort of. Then his axe. So you have to like, it's kind of complicated. It's like a rail system. So you like put it in, and then you just move it in, and then you tab it in because it's a tab hole. This is the tab right there. You see the little part of the axe. So you just rail it in and tab it in, and there you go. There's Bomb Burst. Skullgrin. This is where it gets a little bit involved. So you gotta straighten his arms out. You gotta hide his hands away like that. Simple as that. You don't have to take off the cannon, but I'll take them off just make it easier to see what I'm doing because my hands are humongous. So you gotta utilize that joint, and you gotta open his chest so then you could hide the horns away. Put it in through the hole, and there's like a slider system here, so slide it up, and then you hinge these in, and then you want to swivel these this way so the tab is facing, or the tabs are facing the opposite directions. You can see what I'm doing here. Tab them in, and then you have the tab in the arms with the tab holes on his biceps. And yeah, that holds that in place. Then you can close the chest. And then the legs, take the treads and swivel them this way. And then the feet, just tab holes right there. Tab on his feet. So pretty easy to figure out. And then you move these up like a Combiner Wars thing. Tab them in. Well, you don't have to do this now, but why not? And then you move the legs forward. So that's where the tight thigh piece really is a pain in the ass. And then you want to do that. So from the waist to that, and it reveals tabs that you gotta tab these legs in because tab sections there. Put the pieces together and then you tab the legs together. And then you really gotta mess with it because his legs are so damn tight. And then tab there, tab hole there. And then you can see the tabs on the tread, and you can see them on the arm right there and right there. Put it there, put it there. Sorry if I sound so out of it. It's just, oh my god, long ass transformation sequence. Then you can put this back on, then flip the cute little tail back inside, and then put the cannons facing up. And then now you get these swords. There's like a hole, port. You pour it in, and you tab it in, and you do the same thing on the other side. But I will go from the tab to the port instead of the other way around. And there you go, Skullgrin as a hover tread tank thingamabob. And yes, I will agree that tank is a whole lot of nothing, but I mean, I don't really care. Yeah, it may look like shit, but there's shittier looking things than this. Bomb Burst comes into the scene and blows Skullgrin out of the water, and it may or may not be due to the size class, but it definitely has to do with the size class. You can honestly get a lot more done when it's smaller. Up next, we have comparisons, and I didn't do all of them this time because I only did the ones that are relevant, as in they turn into a vehicle instead of an animal. My apologies to all the animal lovers out there. And no, not those kind of animal lovers. That's disgusting. So that's Legacy, Skullgrin, and Bomb Burst. These two guys are amazing. I like that they're a fusion of the Pretender Shells and the Inner Robots. Because in all honesty, I think they shouldn't do the shells in the modern era. They should leave that in the 80s. Sorry, G1ers. That's just how I feel. And so, yeah, that's basically it for these two. I enjoy their company. There's totally not another one that is out there that exists. So, yeah, like this video if you like the video. Subscribe and notifications on because you don't want to miss when I upload my next video. Now, do you? And share this with your friends and family, your acquaintances, your significant others, or send this down to the neighbor down the street that loves like skulls and bats and stuff because, I mean, that's what this video is all about, right? All right, see ya.